Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Money Talk with Melanie. This is your business diva, Melanie Collette, and I am coming to you live from beautiful Cape May County, New Jersey via SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio and Television. Hopefully you can hear me today. I was having problems with sound on Friday. Hopefully on Facebook Live you can hear me. And hopefully you can hear me on Spreaker, I hope. Anyway, I am, it's actually not beautiful in Cape May County today. It's actually dreary and rainy and ugly outside. I think we are suffering from the effects of one of the many tornadoes or storms, monsoons, whatever natural things are occurring along the coast. I think we're suffering from, but not nearly as bad as some people. There are 4, if I'm not mistaken, that are going on right now. But that being said, we have not been issued any evacuation warnings or anything like that. Okay, all my devices are on Do Not Disturb, so why are things ringing? I don't know why things are ringing. Very upset by that. I double checked before I started the show, and everything's on Do Not Disturb, but things are ringing. Don't understand that. But anyway, that's technology for you. So anyhow, that's the downside of all of my Mac stuff being synced together. Hi, you guys can hear me okay? Then I figured out, so me, hey Marcus, oh, you're so sweet. Because I was like freaking out because nobody could hear me on Friday, and I was trying to figure it out like all weekend. I couldn't understand why nobody could hear me, and I think I figured it out. I guess if you guys can hear me, I figured it out. But now I don't know why. I double checked to make sure that I was on Do Not Disturb, and I am, and yet I hear ringing. Why is that? So now I fixed the sound, but now everyone can hear everything. That's just wonderful. Anyway, technology. What are you gonna do? Anywho, welcome everyone to Money Talk with Melanie. A few housekeeping items this afternoon. I'm gonna have Tima Frank on. Hey, Cynthia, I'm so glad you can hear. That's fantastic. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey, Dave Milner, welcome. Tima Frank is going to be on here. She's on today. She's going to talk to us about paths to profits when customers rule. She's going to join us later on in the show. Usually I bring the guest on about 15 minutes into the show. She's going to come on at 5:30 though. But I do want to thank our sponsors, the Tax Mama, aka Eva Rosenberg. You want to definitely hit up her website, taxmama.com with 1 M. She answers your tax questions for free. So you definitely want to do that. And you want to purchase her award-winning books, Small Business Taxes Made Easy and Deduct Everything. Okay, I'm getting messages. So distracting. I'm getting messages on my iPad. So I'll read those during the break though. I have a feeling it's my guest telling me that she's not going to be here. It's just a feeling that I have. Anyway, and so you want to pick up her books. Also, businessbuyeradvantage.com. Dave Barnett is my other sponsor. You want to pick up his books, 21 Stupid Things People Do When Trying to Buy a Business, and Franchise Warnings. Buying a business, if you don't have a business idea of your own and you want to buy a franchise, which is a great way to make money, low cost, creative ways. He has literally hundreds of YouTube videos, instructional videos, just ways to save yourself a lot of pain and angst when buying a business. And he has 2 books on his website. You want to go to businessbuyeradvantage.com and check him out and check out his instructional videos. So I want to thank both sponsors of Money Talk with Melanie, and you definitely want to go check them out. By the way, also, I'm going to be back on Sirius XM this coming Friday, so very excited about that. Just found that out today. Their producers called me today and asked me to come back. Hello, Ron Edwards. Good to see you. I'm going to be back on Sirius Patriot 125, and the name of the show is Patriot Tonight. So I'm excited about that. Frame my camera slightly to my left. You are the expert on these things, David. Okay, is that better? You know I don't know what I'm doing these things. Thank you, Dave Milner. That's probably not any better. Who knows? So that's happening, and I have a regular radio hit on a show called Daybreak USA, and I'll have to give you guys that information as well. Thank you, Ron Edwards. So anyhow, I'll give you guys that information about Daybreak USA. All right. Anywho, and that happens every week, like at the break of dawn in the morning at 7:30. Actually, it's switching to 7:23 in the morning, where I bloviate on the current events of the day, and I give my opinions about politics. I guess people want to know. Hey, Deontay, people want to know what I think about what's going on in the political world, apparently. So anyway, time for the Money Talk News Report. For the third night in a row in St. Louis, and I will never get this. I don't understand this. So the protests last night, again, for the third night in a row, because of the acquittal of a white police officer because of the shooting of a black man. I don't, okay. I understand protesting. That I get. Here's what I don't get. I don't get the type of protesting. I don't get, okay, so the theory is a black man gets shot unjustly because the cops are unjustly, because here's the theory. Cops are unjustly shooting black men because they're unjustly coming in contact with white cops who are hunting them down. So therefore, you break the law so that you're going to come in more contact with the same white cops who are likely to kill you because they are likely to unjustly shoot you. I do not get that logic. And then you're going to destroy your own neighborhood in response. I don't understand that. You're hurting people who had nothing to do with what happened to that man. I don't understand the logic. I don't get it. Black people who are doing this, somebody's going to have to explain that to me. Because you're upset, you're hurting other people who had nothing to do with it. I'll get it. I understand it. No, so somebody's gonna have to help me with that. Protesting, I get it, but that's not a peaceful protest. It's not a helpful protest. It's not productive. It's not getting anything done. I mean, it's not in the spirit of Martin Luther King. What is it in the spirit of? How is it helpful? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Somebody's gonna have to help me. I don't. Anyway, on the financial front, it appears that that we won't be, according to the firm Aon Hewitt, who apparently keeps track of these things. If you're looking forward to a big raise next year, according to a survey, exactly, Deontay, fast and pray. Amen. Nobody's going to be getting, businesses are not planning on giving any big raises next year. So if you're looking forward to a big raise next year, I would not, right, Dave, because hashtag racism. If you're looking forward to a big raise next year, don't count on it. While shifting increased amounts, let's see, how can I put this? Companies plan to allot an average of 12.5% of payroll toward incentive and bonus pay in 2018. People are going to have to work a lot harder for those raises, is the bottom line. Companies want to retain top workers, but you're going to have to bust your behind to get it, according to the report. And that's according to LinkedIn, by the way. I like to give credit for where I got that information from. Man, I'm not surprised, though. And this gets back to, and by the way, just reminds me of the whole like raising minimum wage, the whole movement to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. Remember, when we talk about getting paid what you're worth, it's your financial worth that we're talking about. We're up against the break. We'll be back with the rest of the Money Talk news report on the other side of the break. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. This is your business diva, Melanie Collette. We'll be back in a few moments.
One can dream, but people need to understand the United States is a sovereign, constitutionally a republic of laws. Hello, I'm Ron Edwards. On today's page from the Edwards Notebook, over 300 Christian church leaders have joined the legions of leftists and others who are willing to throw American sovereignty to the wind. I guess they're trying to preserve Obama's legacy. It was he who gave the executive order allowing the children of law-breaking illegal immigrants to remain in the republic. America is a nation of laws, and they should not be allowed to be broken, even in the name of compassion. But if compassion is the order of the day, then why not intelligent compassion? First, Congress should announce a sunset for the DREAM Act, so everyone has a heads up simultaneously. America should encourage nations to develop their own economies and opportunities for their people. Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Chile have all developed their economies. Helping nations to help themselves is true compassion. The United States is not even expected by God Almighty to take in every law-breaking illegal immigrant and their dreamer offspring, some of whom are adults.
We're coming to take over your country.
Get out of here! I'm Ron Edwards.
Sponsored by the Tri-County Liberty Coalition.
Who likes paying taxes? Nobody. That's why Eva Rosenberg from TaxMama.com wants you to pay less of them. Read Small Business Taxes Made Easy and learn how to set up a business plan that minimizes taxes, the tax benefits of different forms of financing, spot and fix errors in the 1099s, legally increase your deductible expenses with better record-keeping techniques. Don't let the IRS squeeze you out of every penny. Start deducting today. Visit TaxMama.com. TaxMama.com. That's TaxMama with one M.com.
My name is David Barnett, and I've been helping people buy and sell small and medium-sized businesses since 2008. So far this year, I've gone on 5 vacations. It's because I've got my own business. When you get tired of being managed by someone else and you decide that business ownership is right for you without the risk of starting your own unproven enterprise, then come over to businessbuyeradvantage.com. There are over 100 YouTube videos on buying and selling businesses that you can watch for free. That's businessbuyeradvantage.com.
Power brokers use corrupt politicians, deceptive Islam, and lies from establishment media to turn the once shining city on a hill into the city of the blind. What do the elites fear? One man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me at SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Spreaker, iTunes, and YouTube for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. there in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
From the war front to the streets of our nation's capital, men of faith, Dr. Michael Jones, the underground professor, and Kenneth McClinton, the exceptional conservative, bring both constitutional gravitas and spiritual perspective on today's issues to the most influential Christian urban talk show, 9:05 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays. It's a new day on New Day, Black and Red.
Okay, we are back. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. This is your business diva, Melanie Collette. And I do think that there was a miscommunication with my guest today. And I believe we had planned for 5:30. And I think maybe it slipped her mind that we planned for 5:30 today. Because she just repeated, we planned for I can't make it till 5:30. And I was like, yeah, I know. I said 5:30 was okay. But anyway, so she may or may not show up at 5:30. I'm not sure. It'll be a surprise. We'll see what happens. That's live radio for you. Anyway, we'll continue with the news report that I was going over. Somebody else was, I think my publicist was sending me some messages too, who may also have forgotten that I'm on the air at 5 o'clock. It's so funny. My friend Lonnie Poindexter is on the air at 11 o'clock every day, and I think he's been on the air at the same time every day for like 4 years. And I listen to him typically every single day, and every single day he gets messages during his show as well. And it's just hilarious because it happens to everybody. But anyway, so continuing with what with the news report and with what's going on in the financial news. What was I talking about? Anyway, this is big. The Paris Accord. Remember how we were backing out of the climate accord, the Paris Climate Accord? Remember how we were backing out of that? How we weren't doing that, and that was like a huge big deal. We were not doing that. Well, according to officials, under the right conditions, we might be back in. Now, my understanding is that we weren't doing that at all. And now all of a sudden, we might be back in. I don't quite understand what's up with that, because I thought we were out altogether. But according to the news, under the right circumstances, we might be, I'm not altogether comfortable anymore with everything being a negotiation. I don't know. I don't know. Only because everything seems to be up in the air all the time. Is it me? We've been they've lobotomized the Donald. Ron Edwards, give me a clue here. Like you are definitely the Trump expert here. Give me a clue. Help me out, because I'm struggling here. It's not just me, Mel. It's not just me, because I'm telling you, like I'm seriously struggling, because every time I turn around, like I think that like the math is settled, like the issue is settled. We're out, and suddenly we're back in. So I don't understand quite what's going on there. And it seems like we're back in all of a sudden. So, right, Dave Milner. Dave Milner in the chat on Facebook says that he thought so too. And now all of a sudden, under the right circumstances, we're back in. So I don't know what's going on there too. Cynthia says, pretty sure that's the job of politics. Everything is a negotiation. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And also, I would like to know what people think about the whole, okay. So he's back on Twitter and he referred to Kim Jong-un as Rocket Man. Now on Facebook today, people were commenting. They thought it was hilarious. I commented, I didn't think nuclear war was something to like be joking about, frankly. But I've always had kind of an issue with DJT's style. I'm sure Ron Edwards, whom I adore, is going to disagree with me and say that it's okay to joke about nuclear war. I don't think it's okay to joke about that. That's not okay. Joking about like rockets that could you could put nuclear warheads on. I don't think is okay. Right. I do agree that you have to negotiate with others, Cynthia. I do. I totally agree with that. But that's not the case when it comes to the Paris Accord. That's not, I mean, when it comes to, I mean, that you're talking about negotiating with other countries. And I think we could stay out. I don't know why we have to get back. I don't know necessarily why we have to, unless, you know, it's a negotiating tool for some other stuff, you know. The Rocket Man is, oh no, I know. I love that song. I get the reference. I just don't think it's funny. I just don't think it's funny to joke about nuclear war. And for a president to joke about nuclear war, I don't think it's cool. Like, I get the reference. I love Elton John, actually. But, yeah, I thought it was older than that, too. But, yeah, I just didn't think it was funny. I love Elton John. And that's fine. Again, don't like it though. And it's fine for somebody else to have done it. It's fine. I just don't think it's funny to joke about nuclear war. Sorry, I just don't. And you know, maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy. It's possible that he's not the first person to joke about it, and maybe I just started paying attention to it. But I just don't find it amusing. No, I just didn't find it amusing at all. So anyway, it also in the news, Rolling Stone might be up for sale, which is interesting. After they had that whole big lawsuit, apparently people don't appreciate. Hey, Thomas, hi, and thanks for calling me awesome. Not feeling very awesome today, but you know, sometimes that happens. Last couple shows, I haven't felt all that awesome, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm doing the best I can. Things have been like rocky here lately, but let's make Rolling Stone conservative. That would be awesome. I like that idea. But apparently, when you accuse when you do this like whole big expose about somebody, about a whole like team of people raping someone, and then like it's not true, and then you get sued. Apparently, that's like a big problem. So for your brand. So that's what happened with Rolling Stone. So they kind of deserve to be a problem. And also what's happening, there's like 4 hurricanes going on. The main one is Hurricane Maria right now. Hurricane Maria is like the biggest, strongest, most bad one right now. She's strengthened to a category 3, and it's nearing the Caribbean. And you know, they've already had a really tough time. I'm coming across as awesome. Thank you, Dave Milner. You're making me feel much better because I'm not feeling awesome. Just saying. They literally, the Caribbean, it's just getting by. I mean, they're barely getting by after Irma. and now they have to deal with Maria. It's really, I mean, they have $10 billion worth of damage after Irma. It's a bad deal. I really, we need to cover them in prayer, for real. I mean, that's real talk. We have to cover them in prayer because they're in for a bad deal with Maria. I don't know what we're gonna do about all these natural disaster. It is a whole chain of these hurricanes. It's ridiculous, totally ridiculous. Anyway, you're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. This is your business diva, Melanie Collette. We will be back in a few moments. Bye.
Who likes paying taxes? Nobody. That's why Eva Rosenberg from TaxMama.com wants you to pay less of them. Read Small Business Taxes Made Easy and learn how to set up a business plan that minimizes taxes, the tax benefits of different forms of financing, spot and fix errors in the 1099s, legally increase your deductible expenses with better record-keeping techniques. Don't let the IRS squeeze you out of every penny. Start deducting today. Visit TaxMama.com. TaxMama.com. That's TaxMama with 1M.com.
My name is David Barnett, and I've been helping people buy and sell small and medium-sized businesses since 2008. So far this year, I've gone on 5 vacations. It's because I've got my own business. When you get tired of being managed by someone else and you decide that business ownership is right for you without the risk of starting your own unproven enterprise, then come over to businessbuyeradvantage.com. There are over 100 YouTube videos on buying and selling businesses that you can watch for free. That's businessbuyeradvantage.com.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show. Also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com. And maybe you could be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Times are dark. People are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, this is Mim from Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds. Join your friends from SHR Media at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, July 19th through the 22nd for 3 amazing days of liberty-oriented discussion, investment advice, and the Anthem Film Festival. It's our big 10th anniversary, featuring keynote speaker William Shatner and Freedom Fest favorites, including Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Lee Edwards, David Boaz, Doug Casey, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Grover Norquist, Peter Schiff, and many more. Don't miss out. Register at freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all-caps code SHR Media.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Okay, we are back. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. This is your business diva, Melanie Collette. And I want to switch gears just a little bit and and talk about some bad spending habits that you need to break today. Some bad spending habits that we need to break. I ran into this article the other day, and I was going to use this for the 5 minutes of personal finance, and only use 5. There actually are several, and I was going to pick just 5 of them, 5 of the best. I'm going to get through as many of them as possible. The number 1 spending habit that you need to break: overspending with credit. Now, this should be absolutely obvious, right? That this is a spending habit that you need to break over. And the reason why is because it can get you in enormous trouble, right? And everybody knows this, but we do it anyway because that want happens, that emergency happens, but mostly that want happens, and we think that we're going to pay it off at the end of the month. And we don't realize how much we spend during the month, like, because it adds up, because it's $10 here, it's $12 there, it's $20, here. And then by the end of the month, it's $150. And we end up not paying it off at the end of the month. And then the next month, it's another $150. And then before we know it, the interest piles up and we have this big old bill. So that's a really bad habit that we need to break. Overspending with credit. And this show is going to be invaluable if for nothing else than pointing out these very bad habits that you need to stop. And believe me, when I say this, doctor, heal thyself. Okay. Okay. Trust me when I say, doctor, heal. Right, Deontay? Bills. Doctor, heal thyself. Neglecting a monthly budget. And I'm going to give you some really good budgeting tips on this one too. I used to teach financial literacy in high school. Do a monthly budget. And one of the hardest things about doing a monthly budget are those things that don't occur often, or that occur at weird times. Or only occur like once every 6 months. Well, how do you do that? Like, a lot of people forget how to do that. Well, what you do is you amortize it. So, for example, if you have something that only occurs once every 6 months, well, you amortize it over 6 months, meaning you break that up over 6 months, and that's how you budget it. So if you have a, club dues that happen every 6 months. It's a $60, just to make the math easy. It's a $60 club due that happens every 6 months. Then it's $10 a month for 6 months, and you put that in your budget for 6 months. But you have to include that in your budget. You have to make it part of your budget. Dave says, how about those $10 a month services? Can we bundle those and maybe spend less? Yeah, you can. You can. And there's some stuff you need to absolutely get rid of. I know a lot of people, and actually I had this in the Money Talk news report one day last week, who have gotten rid of cable. It's a huge expense, and Zoku and Netflix and Hulu can really replace it. It's a lot. I have a girlfriend actually who just got rid of it. So it's best decision she ever made. But yeah, a lot of those $10 a month services absolutely add up, and you can get rid of them. I mean, I know when I first quit my teaching job and switched to the radio job, when I knew I was going to do it, I went through my budget and started, I had a lot of, listen, when you have that cushy teaching job, I had a lot of frills. I had a lot of frills, and I had a lot of entertainment, and just, I had a lot of frills. I had a lot of stuff that I needed to tighten it up a little bit. I need to tighten it up. For sure. Oh yeah. Get Zoku. Cut the cable and get Zoku, Ron, for real. But a lot of people say, oh, I can't budget because of all the little, all of those little things that are out there that are hard to budget, but it can be done. It can be done. But you have to use that amortization method, And it can be tedious, no doubt about it, but get yourself a little spreadsheet out, get yourself a little Excel spreadsheet, use a little formula. You can get it done. If you don't know how to do it, text me. I'll tell you how to do it. Message me. I'll show you. It's real easy. It's real easy. The formula for dividing is real simple in Excel, and it can be done. Seriously, really simple. But neglecting a budget is probably the number one bad habit that we have for managing our finances. And here's the thing. If you don't want to do it yourself, there are tons and tons and tons of apps out there that'll do it for you. And you want to talk about something eye-opening? Manage your money with a mint.com or something like that, and see how much money you spend on stupid stuff like coffee at Wawa. And those of you who, or those of you who don't live on the East Coast, 7-Eleven or something like that. You guys probably, if you don't live on the East Coast, you're probably like, what in the heck is a Wawa? but yeah, I'm telling you, you get a mint.com or any other kind of app that keeps track of your spending, and you're finding out that you're spending like flipping $200 a month on coffee, Dave Milner sodas, because what it'll do is it will give you a cumulative amount, and you can literally, it'll show you all kinds of graphs, all kinds of different ways you spend money. And it is absolutely enlightening. One month I spent such a ridiculous amount of money on clothes. I was ill. And I was almost physically ill, and I was like, okay, no more clothes for the rest of the year, Melanie. You're done. You're done. You're cut off. Like, seriously. Yeah. So it's really enlightening. It really is. So get yourself a budget and stick to it. Impulse buying, another really bad habit. Really bad habit, not sticking to your budget. Once you have it, stick to it. Don't impulse buy. A lot of times you don't need, I'm going to tell you something. Ever since I quit my teaching job, I have not bought a stitch of clothes. Not one. No, I'm lying. I bought a dress. I bought a dress for a New Jersey Federation of Republican Women event because I left it on my bed. Because I left the dress I was going to wear on my bed. So I had to buy a dress. But I literally haven't bought a stitch of clothes since I quit my job. And that's been since January. I don't need any clothes. So I don't. Don't impulse buy. And I used to just buy clothes just for the sake of buying them. Stop impulse buying. That leads me into the next thing. Overspending on monthly expenses. Buying stuff you don't need. Whether it's candy, like Dave Milner is talking about. This article that I was looking at says $6, that $6 coffee, which I can't imagine spending $6 on a cup of coffee. Like, where are you going? $6 on coffee represents $30 a week of added expenses, which becomes $1,500 a year on coffee. Ridiculous. Don't overspend on monthly expenses. Missing monthly credit card payments. Big. Piling up your interest rates. And not to mention, oh, hey, Carol, how are you? The Immediate Millionaire is a great book. Talks about the latte fact. Yes. Coffee is a big deal. Coffee is a big expense, especially for those of us who like really need it. And actually, that when I talked about mint.com, when I realized how much money I was spending by stopping at Wawa on my way to work, that's when I started making my coffee at home. I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm not doing that anymore. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. I'm not doing it anymore. It's dumb. I was like, this is dumb. I can't. once you know, when you know better, you do better. I was like, I'm making my coffee at home, taking my coffee to work with me. This is dumb. It was a ridiculous amount of money. So that's what I started doing once I realized how much I was spending. Not contingency planning. Dave Ramsey talks about this all the time. Not having any emergency money. You got to have it, and that's a big mistake. I miss seeing you too. I know. I'm sorry I missed you. I only came. By the way, Carol and I are members of the National Federation of Republican Women. I'm going to give a big shout out to the National Federation of Republican Women real quick. We are also on the National Tech Committee of the Federation of Republican Women. So I'm going to give them a shout out real quick. We had our national convention over the weekend, and I'm sorry I missed you. I was only there on Saturday, but we are just a big old nation of Republican women that totally rock. Just saying. So I'm gonna give a shout out to my girls. So hey y'all, and thank you for joining me, Carol. Anyway, but not contingency planning, not planning for emergencies is going to cost you, and not planning for the future is always going to cost you, and it's a bad habit. Redundant spending. Do you have a landline and a cell phone? Why do you do that? I'm your tech hero. Oh, stop. Why do you do that? Why do you have a landline and a cell phone? Now, there used to be a good reason for that. Now, it used to be that you couldn't call 911 from your cell phone. Like it didn't work. Like you couldn't get your local 911. Now you can. So you really don't need a landline anymore. You have a landline, Ron Edwards? You don't need one. Waste of money. You really don't. No need for a landline. My mama has one too. I haven't broken the news to her. She doesn't use it. She doesn't answer it. She doesn't use it. You don't need a landline. You just don't. So that's an example of redundant spending. And by the way, I get back to the cable thing too. If you have a landline too, Thomas, you might want to think about that. Seriously, think about. Okay, for all the political calls and election time. Well, listen, when I was married, my husband had a landline for business, and I used to give people that number for like marketing, telemarketers. I used to give that number too. If you didn't have my cell number, then you could pretty much figure out where you stood in my life. If you were given my home number, you could pretty much figure out where you stood in my life, your placement in my life. If you got my landline, that was because you had telemarketer status. Oh yes, marketing. Yeah, let me give you my landline. But other than that, no, I don't. I don't now. I don't have a landline at all. Not at all. Now it is a little bit of a problem because now telemarketers do call my cell phone because it's the only number that I have, and that's a problem. If you don't take advantage of better pricing because of being, for lack of a better expression, lazy, that's a bad financial habit. For example, if you're always, if you don't comparison shop, let's put it that way, then that's a very bad financial habit. Always buying a new car is kind of a bad financial habit. Now listen, if you have, you know, all of this disposable income, if you're wealthy and you can do that and you love doing that. But I will say, most wealthy people, you'll notice, don't do that. Rich people do that. Wealthy people don't. Just observe. Seriously. I've worked around some wealthy people, and I've worked around some rich people. And if you observe, look at your Mark Zuckerbergs, your Bill Gates. I'm telling you, you will notice they're not wearing the flashy clothes. They're usually not driving the flashy cars. Those are wealthy people. Rich people have all the flashy stuff, have all the latest and greatest. Wealthy people don't do that. Yep, absolutely, Ron Edwards. So there's a reason for that. Wealthy people just tend to manage their money better. That's why they keep it. They have better financial habits. And that's one of them. That's one of them. And I've been very fortunate to witness those habits up close and personal. And Dave says his father wasn't wealthy, and he'd do that as soon as the new car. Exactly. As soon as the new car. Exactly. You buying a new car all the time, that's a terrible financial habit. And by the way, yeah, I've been one of those people. I think my Volkswagen Beetle, which is what I drive right now, will probably be the first car that I keep till it dies, mainly because I love it. It's the first car that I've had that I've absolutely loved. My only complaint is I wish I had broke down and got the convertible. That's the only reason why I might switch, because I really wish I had gotten a convertible. But I love the car. I love the Beetle. But that's just a side note. Good job, VW Beetle. But it's a bad habit. Neglecting product maintenance. Another very bad financial habit. Take care of your stuff. Seriously. And this is everything, especially your big things, your appliances, your cars. Not taking care of your stuff is a bad financial habit. If you have a car, get your oil changes on time, get your tires rotated, take care of your stuff. Ron Edwards says rich people are more recently into big money and want to show off. Wealthy people are accustomed to their status, right, and are not compelled to show off. Very true. That is very true. And let me tell you, rich people are usually like one bad financial decision away from not being rich anymore. Wealthy people are not. It's just a fact. It's just how it is. So it's just amazing, just the difference in how they act. Follow what wealthy people do, not what rich people do. I'm just saying. You're listening to Money Talk with Melanie. That was bad habits that you want to quit today. Bad habits that you want to quit today. We'll be back in a few moments.
Hey, it's Jersey Joe from the Reaver, Common Sense. You can catch me every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on shrmedia.com. That's every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, shrmedia.com.
The best late-night conservative talk show in America, Sackheads Radio. And listen, there are no people better on the air to give you the best in conservative talk than Sackhead Sean and Sackhead Clint. And we're working on immigration papers for a certain other guy who happens to work here too. For those who are tuning in around the world to the best late-night conservative talk, Sackheads Radio. best late night conservative talk show in America. In America.
And in this web was a large, I'm pretty sure it was the biggest spider I've ever seen.
Who likes paying taxes? Nobody. That's why Eva Rosenberg from TaxMama.com wants you to pay less of them. Read Small Business Taxes Made Easy and learn how to set up a business plan that minimizes taxes, the tax benefits of different forms of financing, spot and fix errors in the 1099s, legally increase your deductible expenses with better record-keeping techniques. Don't let the IRS squeeze you out of every penny. Start deducting today. Visit TaxMama.com. TaxMama.com. That's TaxMama with one M.com.
My name is David Barnett, and I've been helping people buy and sell small and medium-sized businesses since 2008. So far this year, I've gone on 5 vacations. It's because I've got my own business. When you get tired of being managed by someone else and you decide that business ownership is right for you without the risk of starting your own unproven enterprise, then come over to businessbuyeradvantage.com. There are over 100 YouTube videos on buying and selling businesses that you can watch for free. That's businessbuyeradvantage.com.
Okay, I want to thank everybody on Facebook in the chat. I want to thank everybody for listening. I definitely want to thank my sponsors, the Tax Mama, aka Eva Rosenberg, and businessbuyeradvantage.com. Remember, all of this is very important because it is your money. Have a great day.